Okay, I guess we're just first picking Vive for Jankos, and we're giving up Varus for it. Intriguing. Oh, we needed that Zeri. We needed to play that Zeri into the Varus. Yep. Yep. Okay, we're blinding the Annie, but they're just going to pick Karma. So we're going to ban Jace. Well, they just didn't ban anything?
They arrived late, so they weren't able to get that ban off. GIANTX might show their hand here.
Wait, what?
NFC tags on it, so they, the find your phone ones. They could find it as they were searching around.
Lost by Heretics due to them arriving late at the studio.
Oh, they lost a ban for arriving late at the studio. Okay. Nautilus somehow survives to the second round. Okay, I already hate GIANTX's composition.
Doesn't work well, and I think BB is focused down towards the bottom side. It makes sense.
I wasn't expecting Rek'Sai to just be so blind pickable, of course. Reinvigorate.
Yeah, you have to ban the Jace here. If you're banning the Twisted Fate, like, of course they're just going to play Jace. So, like, what was the point of banning the TF if you knew you didn't have an extra ban and you couldn't ban the Jace? Because now you just blind pick Rek'Sai into a ranged matchup, which is what you're trying to avoid by banning TF. This is a big question, Marcarino. Just don't ban TF. Ban something else. I mean, this composition is like a poke comp, but with like this weird karma that I guess is there for speed boosts and shields on kiting. Okay. I mean, I kind of hate both of these compositions. Like, I guess you can create picks here, but what does that do, really? Like, you have a lot of single target threat with Rek'Sai, Vi, and Annie, but you kind of want front-to-back team fighting with Ahri, or with Zeri, rather. So why are we doing this? You actually don't have very good peel for Zeri here. Not that you'll need it, but you also don't have very much tankiness for poke. I guess you kind of do with... You can heal with Rek'Sai, but you have to be able to charge Fury on Rek'Sai in order to heal. So it feels pretty weird.
It was Odoamne's Jace that was so terrifying to play against up towards the top side of the map. So excited to see him back on the champion.
Haley got criticized today by casters in both French and English broadcasts while actually being the only player contesting space in the game was heartbreaking. Oh, well, we'll watch it later.
Jace EQ combo is going to be doing a lot of damage from range. And we kind of look at Heretics' composition. They do have good engage, but Annie, not the longest of range. Zeri, of course, does have decent range, but Heretics very reliant on closing members of Heretics before the fight starts.
And can they disengage if the engage does come out from Heretics, right? Can they use the Karma and the Rail to just distract Heretics for long enough to step back, use that chain of corruption and make sure you are a little bit safer just to get that poke in. Odoamne's last win on Jace in the LEC was in Spring Playoffs 2022, Vedius. So a full 2 years ago. He did only play it twice since then. Once against G2 on Rogue and once on XL against G2 as well. So he doesn't win against G2, but he did win against Fnatic the last time that he...
Our production team and everyone working today, I was expecting a few more delays, but we're able to jump straight into game after the draft. So, you're looking at the runes and masteries on your screens right now. Nothing too surprising. There's that grasp Rek'Sai that you were talking about, the tank Rek'Sai. It's crazy to me that the way I learnt about this was someone just linked me a YouTube video.
Was it Lol Dobby? It was Low Dobby. Yeah. That's how everyone learns about everything. It's how like BB learns about it. It's how every European and American player learns what they should be one-tricking. Because all he does is he takes the best LCK Korean challenger accounts that are playing random stuff and puts out a YouTube video about it. And everyone's like, oh my god, but Rek'Sai top with grasp, we can do this.
The funniest thing about it was the video starts with, this was a Diamond 4 top lane main that went to Masters 400 LP in like a week. And it's not even like there's like, this is Keen on his Smurf account. Nope. You know, this is just some guy
who's just winning a lot of games.
And apparently this champion has a really good win rate. And this is what he does. And all the pros are like, I will give that a go.
Yeah, it does look good.
Random person who found this interesting build. You may have made other top laners' lives miserable because I've heard there's people calling this is like Cassante when he was broken.
It's just the healing and the safety.
It's the safety that's really annoying, I think, about this top lane Renekton.
It's crazy, and we had Dagda talking about it the first day it arrived, but if you are new to the champion, basically what happens is you walk up, you unburrow, you hit them once or twice, you see that little meter that's building up underneath the bar, and then you go underground, and look, how much health did he get back there? I need to have a closer look at that, but like, it's just so much passive sustain. Look, 28, 36.
Yeah, and the heal is dependent on your level, and it's percent max HP. So by the time you hit level 16, you're healing for 20% of your max HP, which then when you have like Spirit Visage is even more. So you can heal like 1,000 HP in 3 seconds every time your meter is full, which is very annoying.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't looked at 14.6 patch notes completely, but I wouldn't be
Prince Frerin, want to say I've been really enjoying the videos and the streams. You're welcome for the content. Thank you for the kind words.
Should be able to catch it back, and we see Odo using that range advantage to be able to chip away at Rek'Sai's health.
Now, we didn't talk about jungle paths, but obviously very important. Both doing a full clear from top side towards bot.
We'll see how this matchup goes, and if Rek'Sai, this top lane Rek'Sai build is actually slowed down by top range top laners as they get more levels and items.
We already have the push. Looking to go for a bit of a cheat to recall hit, but expecting that they wouldn't be able to contest this 2 versus 2. Ignat and Patrick dropped these early wards down to see if there was any contest for the enemy jungle, and it looks like for the time being that there will not be. So a very passive start to the game, both sides just prioritizing farming, scaling up, and not looking for any early action. I mean,
deny them a CS if you're blue minions.
Yeah, we're just
Helps you out just a little bit. Wonder going in with the
going back after 6 camps for Vi, then coming back up, taking top scuttle. Pretty boring. The Executioner's Calling did actually do work the last time we watched this matchup yesterday.
Likely to have a level advantage. And you look at the amount of mana that Odoamne has right now, it's not in the best of spots. So we'll keep track of Jankos doing his wolves.
We saw it on the Aatrox first.
That's the level 5 as well, which is crucial. I think he has to be cautious right now of that dive. Yeah, so the ward is going to go over the wall because he is a little bit worried about it. Peach did, of course, just go back to base. But he's going to catch the wave just before it hits the tower as well. So, in a pretty comfortable spot for the time being.
The tunnel cooldown is quite long this early in the game. So we'll see. That positioning might be a little bit wacky.
Going for an early grub, where Peach went for the reset. So Jankos a little bit behind in terms of gold spent, but is going to be able to get these grubs early on.
I mean, so far, a very restrained and passive back and forth early game. Nothing too crazy to write home about. Peach level 4, going to be able to steal.
Oh, actually, he is going for all 3 grubs, I guess, because you have the pressure on the top side.
Into this Annie. We did talk about it. There's a bit of a range difference in the mid matchup, and Annie doesn't have the greatest wave clear, so she kind of gets bullied by Karma in the laning phase. And unless the Karma oversteps, there's not really much you can do about it. But at the cost of his Raptors, he will be able to secure those early grubs. Does potentially unlock the Dragon. We've got to be a little bit cautious about trying to force that, because while Jankos has only just cleared them,
Dwyro missed cannon. Rip.
Way back out onto the map.
There is a possibility.
All right, reset here from Vi.
As you say, with Jackie's always being able to gain mid prior whenever he wants it, the tippers can be used to try and negate that. Jackie's goes back in, focus resolve. With the mantra applied, will heal him.
Oh!
No flash burnt from Jackie's. Ignar's going to keep Trimby.
They can't even. The bad thing about that is you can't even kill Jackie's because you have no mana. And Vi isn't there. So, like, it's actually just a pointless flash.
No flash burnt from Jackie's. Ignar's going to keep Trimby away from the river.
When does the slapping start? Dude, I am so tilted about LCK All-Pro. Fucking people actually voted Pays over Viper as first team All-Pro ADC. Like, I don't even understand why you could believe that. Considering he spent half a split being an absolute dumpster fire in lane and getting his dumbass carried by his top side.
Realized that he had to catch this wave, so he moves back towards the lane, which means that the damage being thrown onto the dragon is relatively low. This provides enough time for Jankos to be able to respond, and this fight was just a little too early. Miscalculated the damage.
I think it's also one of those, you're expecting Peach to smite,
correct.
So you smite at like 800, right?
I mean, I've heard the combo is you just...
And no Lehens. I mean, I do think Keria was more critical to T1's success than Lehens was to Genji's.
You're definitely right.
Dude, the crazy thing is Pays is literally the worst player on Genji. Pays is the worst fucking player on Genji, and he's first team All-Pro. What the fuck is that?
Or he got lucky. Sometimes that happens too.
It does, and for GIANTX, they'll be happy that they got lucky. Remember, if they win this, they are locked into our...
Do you think it's because they're lazy or they actually believe he's... I don't understand how you could possibly believe that Pays was the best AD carry in LCK this split. I have no idea why they're voting this way.
Forward further as Patrick falls low. Ignat can block these, Flackhead. Ignore for GIANTX, they'll be happy that they got lucky. Remember, if they win this, they are locked into our top 8, into our play.
All right, he's going to eat a hook for free.
Hook's going to land from Trimby, puts the ignite down on Patrick.
And then he flashes. And now we're just going to flash forward.
Forward further as Patrick falls low. Ignite can block these, but he decides against it. Lightning crash as well from Flackhead. Ignite flashes, battle dances away. Level 6 for Flackhead, though, means that he's very willing to flash forward further as Patrick falls.
Ignore actually just not body blocking Zeri Qs. Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Wonder was looking for the dive with Yankos. That's the shadowing strike, and Wonder will fall over. Can block these, but he decides against it, and now Ignar's hooked under the tower. There's 2 for Flackhead. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Wonder was looking for the dive.
How did Wonder? Oh, did Wonder try and dive a turret? What happened in the top side here? Flash from Wonder. Flash. Yanko's just not. Why doesn't he Yankos use? Okay, he uses ult late under turret. What the fuck? What the fuck happened in the top side? Why did it take Yanko so long to use ult?
That just goes to show the strength of Nautilus as a champion, right? Just does so much in the early laning phase. Yankos, you need to calm down, sir.
Yankos doesn't have flash here. A couple of autos will be enough as Peach takes it. Okay, so
questionable play.
Yeah, that was poor.
I mean, hopefully we get a replay so I can understand the decision behind that, because Yankos, I don't think
BDD was less impressive. This split, he was still better than Zeka. KT has to have, like, it's not possible that KT would have 0 players in the top 3 in 5 positions, guys, and be 4th place and not that far behind the top teams. Like, so pick which KT, who's the best player on KT? You tell me. That player probably needs to be in the top 3. Yeah, let's watch what happens here. So he flashes, and then he... Oh, okay, Odo Omne flashes out of Q. Odo plays that really well, by the way. Odo played that beautifully.
And then we double speed here. Yeah, I think he really is just trying to hold the wave. He sees that the Q is used by Peach. No, that was...
Dude, I love how Koma and Faker just both voted for all of Genji's players.
But yeah, maybe he believes the TP's coming in a bit quicker. Maybe he thinks Wonder's going to arrive there. Inherently, that was a mistake from Yankos. Cost him his life. Ends up being 2 for 2 in kills. While Heretics bot side gain an advantage, the top side goes favorably for GIANTX.
And the problem for the GIANTX bot side was they weren't level 6. Flackhead had hit 6, probably off Trimby roaming around, so Flackhead had been able to get a little bit more solo XP. And he could just chase them down with a lightning crash as soon as they start dancing away.
No, Claude Templar trolled the vote big time, guys.
Situations chase you down. It's why it's so imperative for GIANTX to land poke before they look for fights as this game goes on, because if Zeri is healthy and the engage lands, she's just going to dance her way all the way through you. With the cleanse as well to get rid of some of that initial CC.
Uh-oh, Yankos lacks crucial information here. He's skeptical. He believes that Peach is in his...
I mean, he shouldn't have ulted in after Odo flashed his Q. You just come back, guys. It's not that big of a deal. If you get Jace's flash, he will die the next time you gank him.
Because the goal is he uses his ultimate to intercept Flackhead's first part of the wall jump, and then he can drag him back over before he can get over. I think he was just a little too late, or perhaps Rel's just too slow to actually catch the Zeri off guards, but I've definitely seen it before with, like, Canes when you try to go through a wall, and if you just hit them early enough, it'll just interrupt and they'll just immediately come back.
Same with Smolder if he's trying to fly through a wall or something, so it's a bit of an interesting interaction afterwards with the Dredge line hooking onto Peach, but he was able to get himself out. Yankos up on the top side of the map.
It also is just a perception issue because, you know, in collectivistic cultures like Korea, you know, the logic is, well, the best players are the ones who play as part of a team, right? So the best team must contain the best players because they're winning together as a team. I think that's like part of the problem.
Very strong, and I'm like, not sure why he's relevant in this game, Medic.
Very good solo queue jungler right now. But yeah, it looks like it is going to be 6. Grubs over to Heretics and to Yankos. The reset from the GIANTX bot lane with Ignar now opening through mid. He'll path down towards the bottom side to get some...
Yeah, Chovy did rightfully get MVP, so at least it wasn't a fucking Lehen's MVP again.
They should still be able to...
Couldn't believe that he got MVP in summer of last year. That was fucking wild.
His second play of the game. He
BDD and Keen just completely stiffed.
Deliberately held onto his TP to be available for this dragon fight. And what he can do is he can create a nice situation where he can just keep the pressure going in top.
Dude, I just love that they came to the conclusion that out of all the players on KT in summer, it was legendz who deserved the MVP. Like, what the fuck, man?
If Wonder doesn't respond,
Patrick puts the chain of corruption. There's the cleanse away, and Patrick has to use the heal to escape. Almost doomed there, as Trimby and Flacker did close in. The depth charge still available for Trimby as well. Patrick's flash up in about 10 seconds time. Problem for GIANTX was as they came back out towards the dragon, their reset time was a little bit mismatched. Ignar came out first, then Peach reset. So even though Ignar was in position to get vision deeper into the Heretics jungle, he didn't have the backup to do so. He could be warded off by just Trimby. Now with Ignar and Peach together, they have a little bit more security if they want to step into the jungle. Trimby coming across. No lightning crash on Flacker, no flash on him either. The dredge line Riptide combination. There's the quickness though, as Trimby is locked up. Does still have the flash. Depth charge on the back line. They want to step into the jungle. Trimby coming across. Jungle. He didn't have the backup to do so.
Trimby casually clearing. Well, okay, let's look at this. His mid is recalling. And instead of waiting for a TP, the enemy mid is pushed, and he's trying to contest for Drake. Okay. Okie dokie. We couldn't just wait for our mid and top to recall, or to get the actual pressure back onto mid. We have to face check Banana Brush when Annie is TPing back.
Does still have the flash. Depth charge on the back line as Jackie's gets knocked up, but Trimby falls first. Flacker dances away.
Righto.
The chase comes in from Odo Omne as he TP in behind, and there goes the kill. Jackie's taking out and GIANTX proactive.
Just a little trolling. Don't worry about it.
Utilization of the TP advantage that Odo has in that top lane. There was little that this bot lane.
Odo's playing very well.
Trimby trying to get vision control of the river. I think without his team, leaves him open for being caught out of position. And then Flacker just was not expecting this flank to come through. Wonder being given an opportunity to push in top lane, but look at the lane assignments here from GIANTX. They've had Jackie's reset earlier to TP to top to catch that wave. Wonder now gets to go bot, secure himself a plate or two. And now all of a sudden, GIANTX find themselves with a gold lead.
Jackie's likely just to push out this wave and then let Odo Omne go up back towards.
I have no idea what Trimby was doing, guys.
Caught out here again. And after Trimby uses the dredge line, like, you can burn flash in this situation, but you're pretty much dead anyway.
And look at that TP. It feels like that out of nowhere, because you look on the replay and it comes in so quickly that Flacket is focused on trying to help his support out, looking for a potential fight, that he doesn't see Odo Omne coming in from the flank. Very well played by him. And overall by GIANTX, nice play, secures them the second dragon. Coaching staff naturally should be very happy about that. And then crucially, the response afterwards. The lane assignments following was very, very good. Overall, great stuff. But Heretics, just like that, have closed the goal gap. They've secured a bunch of plates on the map. Flacked with his reset, moved into bot immediately.
6 grubs helps you get all of these plates as well.
And it does.
10 seconds before those plates fall off. Flacked with a 1.6k gold lead. Remember, he did get that double kill in the 2v2. Now he backs off. Patrick able to hold mid lane by himself. It's power of the lethality Varus. Very easy for you to clear out a wave with the piercing arrow.
Constantly has mid push. You can see that he's about a 1k gold up over Spyro.
Max Waldo is coaching GX. He is.
Able to find so far in this game, but also just the sheer amount of wave clear that this Karma does have.
I thought he was living in Pornhouse or whatever.
Gotten it pretty low, but GIANTX is here to contest.
Analysts just said they didn't like the fact that GIANTX were just being cameramen. Well, here the cameramen want.
I thought he was just like an OnlyFans pimp now.
All over again as the hook does go down with Peach. There's a chain of corruption as well. Peach stunned up. Ferromancy tries to dash away. Chased down by Wonder. There's a CC here. The cameramen want a piece of the action. It's like the office all over again as the hook does go down with Peach. There's a chain of corruption as well. Peach stunned up. Ferromancy tries to dash away. Chased down by Wonder. There's a CC from Ignar.
It takes them so long to like pick off one target here.
But they do lose their jungler for it.
The extended fight, Heretics is always going to have that advantage. Odo Omne wasn't quite there yet, but we've talked so much about the poke that GIANTX's comp has. The second Heretics find that engage is when Heretics is at their scariest with this composition. This area is not going to stop hitting you in the fight, and Varus just doesn't quite have the tools when you're going for lethality to be able to match that. So Heretics find themselves a kill. They do lose the Herald. GIANTX likely to use this to unlock that mid lane tower, and we know how valuable that can be in terms of getting control of the enemy jungle, and then also translating that pressure into these side lane out of towers.
Another look at it. You talked about the Q smite combination from Peach. Hits the eye, Q smite. There was a tiny window where he, of course, could have got that, but then the chase comes in from Heretics.
Nice hook connects from Trimby. The knock-up as well. You'll see the quickness tries to go onto Wonder.
He is not just the guy that looks like him a little bit, not even much.
Good knock-up from Ignar.
Ah, okay. From the camera, yeah. Hello from Bulgaria. Hello.
And overall, a pretty even trade. Kill for Herald. I think the GIANTX is still fine with that. The gold largely remains even. And again, ultimately, I think that Heretics, if they can find the fight...
So, I guess Max Waldo's still just being an OnlyFans pimp.
Damage, it's easier for them to play out these 5v5s. But if they can't close that gap and GIANTX can leverage their range, then I think that there's a very real way for them to be able to win out on these team fights. They have so much poke that's very difficult and oppressive to deal with.
All right, well, GIANTX still stacking Drakes here. No, it's Chemtech Soul. Bunny Fufu. Oh, well, he also is doing the same thing, but Max Waldo was like making weird videos with OnlyFans girls and like living in a house with them, so. Bunny Fufu is doing, I think he learned it from Bunny Fufu maybe, or got the idea from him. Heretics blind picked Annie. Yes, they sure did. Why do they do that? I don't know. Like, I don't understand why you Zeri, you pick Zeri, and then you blind pick Annie afterwards. Seems super fucking weird.
They lose this game, they are reliant on other teams winning, specifically PDS win their last game.
Just lose lane to Karma.
I think GIANTX are guaranteed a tiebreaker no matter
Not have any push. You know, almost all the Annie picks we've seen have been Ahri counter picks, not just blind.
And Heretics are fighting for first, ultimately. There's a clump of teams sitting at the top of the table. Fnatic, Heretics...
He's on the learning to learn craze. Had a good talk on... What's a talk on stream? Had a good talk on stream with LS. All right, well... He must have a trust fund or something like that.
Oh, yeah, 2 and 3, it's 1 and 4, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, you're right. So, being first would be nice.
Yeah, being first would be very nice.
Because then, yeah, but ultimately a lot of that is still pending the results of the day. So before we get to that, let's look at this dragon fight. Jankos off on the flank has been spotted by that red ward. A lot of darkness though. GIANTX, this is where their poke is crucial. Wonder being the front line is important for Heretics because of the tankiness that he has. But Heretics have found a way in. They've actually started off the dragon themselves. Patrick gets the push in mid, and here we go.
Jankos trying to sneak his way all the way around here. Wonder will catch that midway, making sure the GIANTX don't get free priority. Jankos just waiting. GIANTX.
So they better lay. I mean, if they get hit by a bunch of this poke, they're going to be super sad. They also just have no, you know, they have no way to finish off these kills. Like, if you're going to play the Annie, at least play the Viego. No, it's like, so you get a kill and then what? Or like you get some CC down and then what? Jesus Christ. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. There's no protection for Zeri in the back line. You have to go in. You're not peeling. Vi just face checks bone plating on Odoamne. Okay. We kill the Karma, but who gives a fuck if we kill Karma? You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they're just all getting CC'd by Ignar. They just all get CC'd by the counter engage from Rakan and Rel. And Flakkid can't do any damage. What, does he just wall ride all the way over here? Yep. He literally wall rides directly into a Rel and a Rakan that are ulting. Okay, well. Get me the fuck out. Please, guys. Please. 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 Why is he wall riding into the ults of Rel and Rakan? There's no pressure. There's no pressure. These guys, boom, 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 kill you all. The Zeri is the only form of damage. He literally just fucking ints. This is painful, guys.
to escape the clutches of Odo. And even though Heretics found a pretty good engage, GIANTX survived it.
I mean, what a great fight from GIANTX. They responded perfectly. It looked bad because Jackie's pretty much got eviscerated, but I think Jackie's got out everything that he needed to. And crucially, Flacker took a lot of damage on the backline. Nice interrupt there from Odoamne, but look, you see the Mantra Q on the backside. Zeri gets way too close. The Peach ultimate connects, the Swiftness connects, and then look at this damage from Patrick.
Why are we not flaming the fuck out of Flackett? He literally wall rode into Rakan and Rel ults.
Odo and Patrick is still alive and well. And I think, honestly, that was just a bit of a misplay from Flackett. I think he overcommitted that. He wanted to make this big wombo combo happen. Dived in, gets the
Sad you don't have the tiebreaker on the lineup today. I mean, I can put it there.
From GIANTX and then pop the lightning crash, or even dance to the side and burst 5k.
GIANTX playing.
I hate watching SK play though.
This weekend has looked great for this team. I was going to comment coming into this this game, I should say. Heretics have the opportunity to get their first 3-0 weekend of the year. GIANTX, the same. I thought it was going to be way more likely for Heretics, but GIANTX have shown a lot of growth. They've got a solid draft. They have plenty of options, and right now they're just taking their time. They know. I mean, they know that as long as they play the patient game, that they have a very good chance of taking down Heretics, denying them those top spots, and locking themselves a spot in the top 8.
I very much agree. I just looking at it in terms of draft, and we talked about this a little bit, and they talked about it on the analyst desk as well. GIANTX have fallen foul of trying.
At least he's been kind of unwatchable the past few weeks. Game quality seems abysmal. Yeah, it's bad.
Getting ahead, Jackie's being in a good position means that Patrick isn't the sole damage source, but that comp is not that simple to play. Right, you're looking for this disengage from what is essentially a press R comp from Heretics. If I looked at it with nameplates off, I would very much prefer to be playing on Heretics' side of the Rift, but GIANTX showing up on the final day of the regular season. Actually a press R comp. I'm not getting ahead, Jackie's being in a good position.
Why would you like to be their composition? This composition doesn't do shit. Okay, so they like CC somebody, CC somebody, CC somebody. That somebody doesn't die. And then they have no damage, and Flacca just fucking wall rides in. The Zeri makes no sense in this composition. Like, if you had a Viego, great. If you had a Jinx, cool. You know what I mean? Kaisa, not bad.
Well, what I will say is that when it comes to dive burst comps, they may seem simple, right? Because, you know, Flash R, good.
Everyone presses R.
Yeah. But at the pro level, there's a certain element of like how you execute the flank, right?
Sure.
And we saw in that last fight, Odoamne just sat there to watch Jankos, right? Yep. And he actually was the one that took that initial Q, and then even though the Vi still ulted on to Jackie's, it wasn't that bad, right? And that's
yeah, Vi ulting Jackie's is not the way you play this composition at all. Karma's just there to absorb cooldowns, guys. Like, Varus is having a party every time you don't ult him.
You kind of control the vision to make their approach harder, and ideally GIANTX never actually want to start the dragon, because then it becomes easier, because there's this other thing hitting you, and you can sometimes funnel yourself into this awkward position. And so that's why GIANTX didn't actually want to start it. They just kind of like sat in that fog of war, took their time, and they were very patient about it. And as long as they take their time, I think that it's not as easy as it looks, but if Heretics do find that right engage, then the comp will look very easy, right?
And I think I agree with you in terms of everything you just said. It was all correct. But usually, when a team that has a press R comp gets ahead in the game, it becomes very hard for the team with the good disengage to play against it. And GIANTX have averaged minus 1,852 gold at the 15-minute mark. So that was where my doubt came in.
That's fair, but this game they've done a good job.
Can you actually just check for me, Veddy? I know you have a spec open.
Here we go. You ready for a bunch of crowd control to not kill somebody again?
Because they have a 100% win rate when they're ahead at 15 minutes. So the game may have already been finished.
At 15, it was 100 gold difference.
Oh, okay. So they were 100 gold behind, though.
They were 100 gold behind.
Well, we can't use that stat. Veddy. We don't have the Nostradamus of stats to prove to us that GIANTX will win. But with it 17 seconds on the Drake, they're now setting up around it. Peach trying to collapse in. Yanka's going to catching him for the moment, but Peach pretty tanky. Damage already onto Spyro, though, as Trimby steps forward. There's the dredge line. Wonder going in with the bow. Flacker going in as well.
They used everything on Jackie's guys, and he took 1/3 his HP and damage.
Trimby's already a 3rd HP. Flacker trying to do everything he can just to get those autos down, but Jackie's kills off Trimby.
Holy shit, guys.
Dives onto the back line with a
Holy shit.
out for the moment, but Peach pretty tanky. Damage already onto Spyro.
So he hooks him. He ults him.
Wonder going in with the bow. Flacker going in as
I guess they still have Annie ult, and they still have Vi ult, so they're okay, but they actually got the worst end of that trade because all the poke came in, and they killed Trimby because he went in and nobody else did.
is running for the hills. GIANTX continue to collapse. They got 1 kill. That's all they needed to secure themselves the soul. Will Jankos look for the steal, or will he accept that this dragon is gone?
Another demonstration of great patience and control from GIANTX. They played around their vision very well. They played more of a front-to-back style. Their tanks weathered most of the engagement. Jankos didn't even use his ult.
The Belk Man. I just like letting you know I use my Bezos bucks on you. Thank you. I think all Bezos bucks should be used on me. I appreciate them. Other streamers don't appreciate Bezos bucks as much as I do.
He flashes away to safety, but now look at this backline. Very safe. They have all this.
They don't even thank you. You guys just throw Bezos bucks at them and they don't even acknowledge your existence. I acknowledge you.
Now it's Spyro who's in danger.
Peach coming across the wall. So is Ignar. The chase continues. Spyro, no flash.
You too, Dylan RD and Buzzkiller Games. You have been recognized for your generous Bezos bucks donation.
Even though the Annie is dead, starting with the line is always a
Are you surprised Perks and Kaiser being gone would have such a large effect on Heretics? Not surprised about Perks, given his form. I mean, I think we won't know how they would have done with Kaiser, but Kaiser was fine last split. But yeah, they have looked better.
Yeah, but remember, he's spotted by Wonder as well with the tremor sense, right? So they always know where Ignar is until Wonder unburrows. They look for Odo Omne first. Wonder comes out. Trimby as well. The Void Rush in by Wonder, trying to get onto that back line, but Ignar's still very... They always know where...
Okay.
He's coming in from the flank, sitting in this fog of war. He will be spotted out there, but he's just...
Tremor sense too strong. Okay, here comes the poketing. All right. Okay, we use that, but there's nobody to follow up, so we have to flash in. We have to flash in. Crashdown comes through. Odo Omne gets Karma Shields. Then he just flashes out, and Peach is there, killing them all. Varus just does whatever the fuck he wants. They just run around in a circle. This is hilarious to watch. This composition is so shit from Heretics. Patrick just is like, I don't need flash in this game because nobody's trying to kill me. So why not just use it to pick up this kill?
As they head down the tunnel, GIANTX though, perfection in these team fights.
Oh yeah, I mean, they are playing these very, very well. It's so easy to get caught into the chaos of these fights, get drawn into going into a brawl, but you can see
Oh god.
Has no flash, has the Tibbers,
Okay.
focus result doesn't quite land at the end.
Holy shit. Hold on, this is a lot of damage.
To us for a bit of an accelerated shock blast. And GIANTX now looking to accelerate this game, 5,000 gold in the lead.
If somehow the Milky Way go to MSI, will it be more hype than if TS or JDG? I mean, I think they will do worse at MSI than Top Esports or JDG, so... I mean, it's one of those things where the temporary hype of them qualifying would be immediately met by the disappointment of them actually being there. You know what I mean? It's like, do we want Team Liquid at MSI? GIANTX is like, look at these guys. Nobody even touches Varus every single fucking fight. The thing is that the temporary joy of FPX going to MSI would just be met with immediate regret. It's like getting really drunk and having a great time, but then the next day you have a horrible hangover. That's the equivalent, guys. You don't actually want that. It's not worth. The trade is not worth it.
Jankos is waiting in that bush to see perhaps if GIANTX overstep. Ignar gets a zombie ward by clearing out that bit of vision, and Jankos now steps forward.
It's a nice flank. He will be spotted. He's not going to go for it, though.
Is it a nice flank if it doesn't come to anything, Daddy?
I mean, it's not a flank then, is it? It's just
it's just standing in a bush.
It's just correct. It's hide in bush.
True. I mean, Jankos, I actually think he was awarded one of the most popular people.
Your top 4 LEC teams. G2, Fnatic, Vitality, Heretics, probably?
Getting chipped away. How tanky are you, Wonder?
Wonder's going to get rooted up with a focus resolve as well. Not tanky enough, it seems, as Patrick goes on a rampage. Trimby tries to dive in, but all of the diving he's doing is underneath the surface. Taken out by GIANTX. 2 quick kills for them. Can a minion here? They can tank that tower for a little while at least. The tower should fall. Survivor down to half HP from an accelerated shot blast. No minion waves in top and bot for them, though, means that it will only be the 1-wave push, the 1-lane push at least, for GIANTX.
Very well played. I mean, what else is there to say? I am pleasantly surprised by the performance 15 from GIANTX. I mean, if they can maintain this level coming into the best of 3s, it's definitely looking a lot more optimistic than their regular season did. To end on a 4-5 score, definitely not a bad spot. They used to do definitely.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad to move to the next phase with an under 50% win rate.
Yeah, I poke. And his range just becomes very sad.
GIANTX denying.
I mean, credit to GIANTX, though. They've actually played relatively well this game, but it is kind of easy mode.
Provided to them by their minions.
Oh, Trimby.
See a little bit of Trimby. Heretics entrance into the jungle. Heretics have no vision.
Dude, this poke is so fucking bonkers. Look at Trimby.
To them by their minions.
Oh, Trimby.
See a little bit of Trimby. He goes in. The quickness landing on Spyro as well. Charm onto Jankos will force him away. There's another.
Oh, it doesn't give any fucks, man. He's like building HP now.
Win of the week. They're looking cease and playoffs as they see the nexus in their eyes.
Cinderella story for them to come back and secure their own spot in the playoffs. Wonder and Flackhead try to do anything, but the challenge is denied by GIANTX. It's impossible. Wonder goes back in, lands the knocker, but he's stunned. Void Rush trying to get out to the back of it. Cease and desist the 1-to-1 means that they can begin to open up, but they just don't have any damage. Wonder's a tank. Jankos has a Sundered Sky for all that's helping as he goes down. Sent to join his friends in the sky, it seems, as GIANTX in convincing.
Well, that was boring.